Hello friends and welcome back to Handmade Not Hallmark. Amanda here. Welcome to card number 7 of my Christmas card series for this year. This shaker card was so fun to make. I really love making these flat shaker cards. They're so easy to do, easy to ship, and it makes for making shaker cards even funner and a lot simpler to do. So let's get into it. I'm going to be using the Outline Ornaments background stamp from Simon. This was in their newest release. I'm also going to be using the Distress Mica spray stains that came out during Stamptember or last month. I'm not 100% sure, but they're unavailable right now, but I do have another option that you can do that I'll share with you a little bit later. I'm going to place this background stamp into my MISTI stamp positioner, and I'm going to be using some watercolor paper. This is Bristol watercolor paper. It works just fine for this. You could use any kind of watercolor paper, anything it's pretty heavy that can take a lot of moisture. And I'm going to heat emboss this beautiful image onto the background here. I'm going to be using some clear embossing ink from Simon. And I'm going to stamp this down onto this Bristol paper. I'm going to trim it out a little bit later on just to make it a little bit smaller. But this is going to look tone on tone. You're not really going to see it a whole lot because it is on this white cardstock, and I'm going to heat emboss it with some white embossing powder. Again, you're not going to see it very well until we start getting into the sprays. So my solution, if you didn't get your hands on these mica spray stains, they were limited edition, is that you could easily use distress spray stains. You could use the regular distress spray stains, or the oxide spray stains, and you could add some perfect pearl powder to them or any other kind of liquid shimmer, and you could get a similar look. I think it would work out just as good. I really wanted to try out these mica spray stains in the holiday colors. I tried out the Halloween ones, but I really wanted to try these holiday ones, and I think they look really beautiful. For the embossing powder, I'm using some Brutus Monroe Alabaster White embossing powder. This is my favorite embossing powder. It is a really bright white, and it works really well with really thin, detailed images. And as you can see, you can kind of see it here as I tilt it into the light. Going to hit it with my heat gun to get it nice and melted. And again, you're not going to see it until we get into the spray inking. Once I have that all heated up, I'm going to get into the spraying. Now, these mica spray stains, you have to shake them really, really well to get the mica flakes moving around in them. And if you don't, it'll kind of settle and you won't get that shimmer that you're looking for. I just placed my panel into this box here. This has become my new splat box, and I'm just spritzing the background with these colors. The colors that I'm using are peppermint, winterberry, Tree Lot, and Holly Branch. Again, these were limited edition when they came out, but I think you could still achieve a similar look using some spray stains and some shimmer spray or anything like that. I think it would work out just as good. And once I spritzed it the first time, I hit it with my heat gun to get this first layer drying. These mica spray stains, they take quite a while to dry. I like to hit them with my heat tool just in between each of these layers because I wanted to kind of build up the layers here so that I had lots of color and dimension. I think next time if I try to use these, I think maybe I'll mix in some regular distress spray stains. Man, that's a mouthful. And try to get some variety so that I don't have like a ton of shimmers, so just I have some bits and pieces here. Now, don't get me wrong, I really like the shimmer here. These are really beautiful. The colors are really vibrant, and I think they're perfect. But I think sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. Once you're done with these spray stains, you have to make sure you wipe the nozzles or they'll get clogged up and you won't be able to use them. So just take a paper towel and wipe them off to get them nice and clean. Once I had that done, I'm going to start working on the shaker portion of our element here. And again, I'm going to cut down this panel so that it'll fit on an A2 sized card. And I let it dry. Now, I have to let it dry a little bit longer because you do kind of get a little bit of rub off with the mica sprays, but it's not too much and it works out great. For my flat shaker, I'm using just some scrap packaging here that came with something that I ordered. I've been saving this a lot more often lately because I really like making flat shaker cards. They're really easy to do, so I'm just cutting down this plastic here, and I can get 2 shaker cards out of this. I decided just to make one. I struggled a little bit with how I wanted to do my sentiment on this card, I had a couple of things already started. I had the card completely assembled, and you'll notice that here in a little bit. And I didn't like the greeting I had put on it, so I decided to swap it up and change it out. And the nice thing was is that everything that I had attached, I was very easily able to peel it off and start fresh. I didn't have to recreate the shaker, which was great, but I wanted to recreate the greeting I put on the top. So to attach all of the plastic here, I'm just using some score tape. You can use score tape, tape runner, or you could use red line tape, any kind of dry adhesive to attach all of this together. And I'm just pressing it down kind of to create a little pocket. And that's going to help create that flat shaker. And I really like these a lot more than their traditional shakers. They're a lot easier to create. You don't use up as much foam tape, and they're a lot easier to ship. You don't have to worry about the packaging being too thick and having to pay extra postage, which is really, really great, especially during the holidays when you're sending out a ton of cards that you know, you have to pay extra postage on a couple. I'll get that adhered, and I'm really excited because I am back in business to say I had to purchase a new computer, if you didn't see my message on the community page, and I'm really liking it so far. It's a great computer. It's very similar to my last one. The editing software is exactly the same as what I've been using, and it feels really good to get back into creating and sharing everything. And I really hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. Again, it's going to run up until the week before Christmas, and I hope you guys like it so far. Next, I'm going to fill in my shaker pouch here. I'm just using some sequins here. I'll have them all listed in the description below. I need to get some labels for the tops of these little containers so I know what I've got going on in here. And again, I'm just filling it up. I didn't want to fill it up too much. I really like these flat confetti sequins. I believe these are from Pretty Pink Posh, and I'm just using some of these Tailored Expression snowflakes as well, just to add a little bit more white to kind of pull in from that heat embossing in the background. And I didn't notice it until I was editing the video that I had adhered this shaker pouch upside down. So the ornaments are upside down in the background. Again, it's not really that big of a deal. You can't really tell. And again, like I said, it's not a huge deal, but I noticed it and it kind of bothers me a little bit, but it still makes for a beautiful card. There's a lot of shaking, you know, lots of things going on the front of the card that you don't really notice it unless you're looking for it. Again, I just love these flat shakers. They're so fun, and they're really sturdy. You don't have to worry about anything coming out of them. So if you wanted to add glitter or anything like that, you won't have to worry about it coming out of your shaker. I'm going to take some 110-pound Simon white cardstock. I'm going to score it in half for a top folding A2 sized card base, and we'll get that adhered. And I'm going to adhere it with some liquid glue. Again, you could use any adhesive that you like here. I'm trying not to adhere it too much to the edges so that the shaker can kind of move freely here. And it is a little bit smaller than my card base, so you do have a little bit of a white border, which is nice to kind of help pull in some more of that white. Now again, this is where I decided to swap up my greeting here. I took some of the Tiny Words Christmas stamps from Simon, and I chose a few of the greetings, and I'm just lining them up onto some smooth white cardstock here, and I'm going to stamp them down with some Simon Says green leaf and Schoolhouse red cardstock. The first thing I had going on was I had some chunky letters on the front, and it was too matchy, like it was too much excuse me, red and green. So I decided to swap it out for this kind of strip sentiment idea, and I liked it a lot better. I alternated the greetings in the different colors, and I really like them on this white cardstock to kind of bring some more of that white in. Using too much of that red and green right on top of that shaker with all that other color going on in the background, I felt like it was too much. It was blending in. So when I decided to swap it out, like I mentioned, this turned out so much better, and I enjoyed it a lot more. Again, just alternating the different greetings, and these greetings were perfect. I really love all of them. They kind of are really great for the season. Excuse me, I apologize if I sound a bit funny. I have a little bit of a cold. You know, the weather's changing here. It's starting to get a lot cooler. We're supposed to get frost tonight. This will be the first frost of the season, so it really gets me in the spirit for Christmas coming up. Now, I do give Thanksgiving its time. I usually wait until after Thanksgiving to decorate for Christmas. I took some sentiment banner strips and I cut all of these greetings out using those sentiments banner strips, and I really, really love how this turned out. These different greetings coming down and the alternating the different sizes. It makes it really fun and whimsical. Kind of goes along with the flat shaker, which I think is a lot of fun. I'm really excited because I'm planning on making another flat shaker card for the series. Like I said, they're just so fun. I don't know what it is about them. I never used to make shaker cards because they were really in depth. You know, you had to make sure you had enough foam tape and nothing would fall out and leak, and that, you know, your acetate sheet wouldn't, you know, bubble and wrinkle, and these just turn out so much better. I'm just using some Barely Art liquid adhesive here to attach these. Now, I don't really recommend using liquid adhesive on top of this shiny plastic, but this Barely Art adhesive adheres really quickly and it holds on really tight. So I do recommend this one above any others for adhering to this shiny plastic. Next, I wanted to add just a few things on the outside of this shaker. I wanted to add a few snowflakes to the outside, just again to enhance the white going on and break up some of the stuff that's going on the front, and again just to kind of dress it up a little bit more. I get those all lined up here, and it was funny, I showed this to my kids and they were shaking it and they couldn't figure out why the snowflakes on the front weren't shaking. They were like, "Mom, these ones are stuck. These ones won't move. Why won't they move?" And I told them that I had glued them onto the front of the cart so they wouldn't shake at all, and then they thought, "Oh, that's really cool." So the kids are enjoying the cards just as much as I am. Some of them have picked out a few they want to give to their friends at school this year and to their teachers. The last thing that I wanted to do to this card is I took my Nouveau Aqua Shimmer pen and I went over each of the greetings just to add, again, a little bit more shimmer to those greetings. And that will finish up this card for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for sticking in with me during my computer debacle where I wasn't able to post anything. And I really hope you are enjoying the series. And if you did, go ahead and hit that like button as well as the subscribe. It's free to do. It helps out my channel, helps me bring you all of this wonderful content for the holiday season. And again, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys again real soon in the next one. Bye!
On screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos at my YouTube channel.